First week of shooting, however hard it seems, you forget that that's Han Solo.
One of your first films was a huge success in Hugo, so I imagine you had a lot of options for where to go after that. Why did you choose Ender's Game?
What really interested me about this script and this story is how there are a lot of science fiction films which are just about the adventure, the science fiction epic, but in this case there's so much more to it than that. There are so many ideas which are so relevant today in themes and morals, and the character of Ender is more complex than I've ever seen in a science fiction genre.
He's very complex. He has a lot of admirable qualities, smart and brave. Were there things about Ender that you related to the most and ways that you wish you were more like him?
I mean, he's amazingly intelligent. He's really good at video games, which is something I'm quite jealous of. And I think what's really interesting about Ender, and which is why he succeeds, is he has the ability to think very empathically and openly and think like the enemy and exploit their weaknesses in that sense. And at the same time, he is harsh and brutal enough and violent enough to do what needs to be done in order to win and to succeed.
Track them from below the ice and mirror their path.
Tell you, he's the one.
Deploy all drones!
They're swarming. They see us.
Open fire!
Well, besides all the deep emotional themes, there also seems like there's a lot of fun that's being had on screen. Were those zero-gravity scenes and the battle simulations as fun to film as they looked?
They were. We had the time of our life up there. I mean, it was hard work because there are so many things you have to think about when you're up in the wires, but we had so much fun, yeah.
Right, and when you're shooting that stuff, you don't necessarily know exactly how it's going to turn out. So when you saw the finished products, how impressed were you?
I was mind blown. I mean, as you said, it's impossible to picture it when you're just there surrounded by a green screen, and then when you see the final image, you see all of the special effects put in. It's unreal, yeah.
When you're working with actors like Harrison Ford and Ben Kingsley, the assumption is that you'll be intimidated by them, but I was wondering if anyone surprised you by not necessarily being what you expected.
And I'd worked with Saben before, so that was great to be able to work with him again. It was nice to have another Brit on set. But no, Harrison was amazing. I mean, I was nervous about meeting him, as anyone would be, but he really makes you feel comfortable on set. And within the first week of shooting, however hard it seems, you forget that that's Han Solo.
And he actually called you sophisticated and said that he did not need to be any kind of a mentor to you, but I was wondering if by your account you actually learned anything from him.
I think we all learned quite a lot on the set, and for me, there was never any verbal learning. It was simply a case of observing him and watching some of the things he does, and it's always something that you can learn from an actor of that talent.